The Renaissance period, spanning from the 14th to the 17th century, was a time of profound cultural, political, and social transformation in Europe. Among the most visible aspects of this era was the opulent attire of its kings, whose clothing choices were deliberate and imbued with symbolic meaning. The attire of Renaissance monarchs was not merely about fashion, it was a calculated display of power, wealth, and legitimacy. Each garment, accessory, and jewel they donned was meticulously selected to convey specific messages to their court, subjects, and rivals. King Henry VIII of England, one of the most iconic figures of the Renaissance, exemplifies this sartorial strategy. His wardrobe was renowned for its extravagance and grandeur, reflecting his desire to project an image of unmatched authority and virility. Henry's outfits often featured rich fabrics like velvet, silk, and cloth of gold, which were reserved for the elite due to their high cost and the labour-intensive processes required to produce them. The king's preference for bright colours, such as deep reds and vibrant blues, further underscored his royal status, as these dyes were expensive and signified nobility. According to historian Suzannah Lipscomb, Henry's clothing was a visual assertion of his right to rule, designed to impress and overawe. The use of jewellery and accessories was another critical element of Renaissance royal attire, serving not only as decoration, but also as a potent symbol of power and alliances. Crowns, sceptres, and other regalia were often encrusted with precious gems, each chosen for its symbolic meaning. For instance, diamonds signified invincibility, rubies represented passion and protection, and sapphires were believed to bring wisdom and purity. These items were not mere adornments, but were loaded with political significance. Historian Tracy Borman notes that the jewels worn by Renaissance kings were a form of non-verbal communication, signalling alliances, wealth, and divine favour. Such displays were particularly crucial during state occasions, where every detail of the king's appearance was scrutinised by ambassadors and foreign dignitaries. Beyond the material aspects, the styles and cuts of the garments themselves were loaded with meaning. The voluminous and exaggerated silhouettes of the period's fashion were designed to make kings appear larger than life, an embodiment of their supreme status. Doublets with padded shoulders, slashed sleeves revealing sumptuous fabrics beneath, and wide skirts created an imposing figure. These elements were not only stylish, but also practical in a political sense, as they symbolised the king's capability to command resources and labour. Fletcher, in her study of Renaissance fashion, states that the grandiose style of dress adopted by kings was a form of visual rhetoric, aimed at asserting their dominance and stability in a time of shifting power dynamics. The messaging behind royal attire extended to the daily life of the court as well. Kings were often surrounded by courtiers and nobles, who emulated their fashion choices, creating a visual hierarchy that reinforced social order. This emulation was a testament to the king's influence and was crucial in maintaining loyalty and cohesion within the court. The practice of gifting clothes and jewels to favoured courtiers was a strategic tool to secure allegiance and demonstrate generosity. As noted by biographer Alison Weir, the distribution of luxurious garments by Renaissance kings was a calculated act of patronage, reinforcing bonds of loyalty and showcasing the monarch's magnanimity. In conclusion, the clothing and jewels worn by Renaissance kings were far more than mere articles of fashion. They were powerful tools of political and social communication. Through their elaborate and symbolically rich attire, monarchs like King Henry VIII articulated their supremacy, solidified alliances, and projected an image of divine right and authority. Every element of their wardrobe, from the fabric to the jewels, was carefully chosen to convey messages to their subjects and rivals, making the Renaissance court a stage where power was constantly performed and reinforced through visual splendour. Thank you for joining me in this episode of the Historian's Cafe. If you enjoyed this short documentary, please like and share it with other royal enthusiasts. If you haven't already, please join our royal family by subscribing to our channel and hit that bell so you don't miss future premieres. We would love to have you. Until next time, keep loving history and stay curious.